And when you first start out, there's lots of room. You could park a semi on it. But then as you get further into it and get higher up, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter until you're sort of hanging by your tail on just an emotion, wanting to get that through.
This work by Imad is called Shadows of Eternity. It's composed of a stainless steel ring and core 10 square steel tubing.
I think the challenge with material is really understanding it. I think that I choose stainless specifically because of the way it works with light. I often think of meditation when I think of stainless. It takes any little bit and it expands it, and it really reflects it, and it's very responsive to place. I work a little bit with core tin. I love that red, deep color, the fact that it absorbs light, and it's so different than stainless. And it's earthy, and it's so symbolically, it represents a lot of things that are finite.
The inspiration for this piece came from a story Bobak heard about Marie Antoinette and her lover.
And she had these rings made that if you held it vertical and you pointed it south, there was a hole in the ring, and it cast a shadow on the inside where there was a mark that told you what time it was. I refine and I reduce my shapes down so that there's more opportunity to engage them. I mean, one of the things I enjoy about Rothko's work is that it doesn't speak to specificity in that way. And so my hope is that I can achieve some of that with my work. So by introducing a circle or a ring, the discussion isn't limited to a flower or a bucket of water or a horse, but that it could be anything. Is it love? Is it vision? Is it eternity? Is it my heart? Is it your eye? There's no end to it. So I think that when one looks at my work, there's no, it is abstract, but it is based on a dialogue with space, and a dialogue that comes from my emotion.
Unlike many sculptors who work at this scale, Imad works alone.
Since I do all of it on my own, the challenges are never ending. It's a dance that occurs with sort of the laws of physics and my passion, and we sort of work this thing out. Sometimes when you're taking a 2-ton thing and you've got it up in the air, it wants to do what it wants to do, and my ambitions are to have it express a certain relationship with the shape, but it's a big challenge. But it did fall together in a way that felt right. The way they work together, I think, is really nice, because the 3 elements don't relate to each other in any specific way, and yet they are holding up that ring. And so there's a certain magic and sort of visual curiosity that comes from the way they went together, because they didn't go together the way the models were. They found their own medium.